Ladies and gentlemen, please join me welcoming Dr. Otis Johnson, our mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There is an advantage in being 66. There's an advantage in being in the second term where there can be no third term. And there is an advantage in being retired from Savannah State University. It has given me tremendous freedom, and I intend to use all that freedom that I can. So today we're here to discuss the African American economic impact on the Savannah community. And this luncheon was billed from 11:30 to 2. It is now, by my watch, 8 minutes to 2. So I know all of you have got to go back and do things because you're not retired. I want to give you now, because of the time constraint, a Reader's Digest presentation of what I really intended to do today. The historian and author, Dr. Vincent Harding, says, what is the role of the black scholar? And I consider myself a scholar. I have spent 22 years of my life as a student and 26 years trying to share what I've learned in those 22. And I take great pleasure in that. But the poet Marie Evans answers that question by saying, and Mary Osborne knows what I'm going to say, speak the truth to the people. Now, we're here to talk about economics. And since I learned a long time ago not to assume, because of those 3 first letters in assume, if you assume, then you will make a you-know-what of yourself. So I'm not assuming we know anything about economics. So bear with me for a few minutes while I deal with this term. Economics is the study and process of producing, distributing, or exchanging and consuming goods and services. Now, one of my professors at Brandeis wrote a book, Roland Warren, he was my thesis advisor and my academic advisor, called The Community in America. And he says that the first major function of a community is to provide the local organization of individuals and systems that facilitate productive effort and provide distribution and consumption of what is produced. Now, I know that's hard to just hear for the first time, so I'm going to read it again. One of the things they taught us in teaching is repetition leads to recall, so I'm going to repeat. The first major function of the community is to provide the local organization of individuals and systems that facilitate the productive effort and provide the distribution and consumption of what is produced. That is a fundamental capitalist definition of economics and what its role is in the community. So now we have to ask, as an African American community, are we functioning in an organized way that has brought together individuals and systems that facilitate the productive effort and provide for the distribution and consumption of what is produced? Now, you already know the answer to that question. You already know the answer to that question. So if we are going to have an intelligent, enlightened, progressive dialogue about economics in Savannah, perhaps we need to change the title of the topic, or maybe have that as the title of the next session. And that is the economic impact on African Americans in the Savannah community. Because, as it has already been said, and I encourage all of you to please take this home and read the information in here about the condition of the African American community. Although we are not where we used to be, we are a long way from where we should be. And in the absence of organization and structures to first admit where we are, then analyze why we are where we are, and then to plan and work toward moving us toward some vision. 10 years from now, we'll be back in the Marriott having the same dialogue about the disparity. And although we have made some gains, the base number from which we started making those gains was so low, it would take us generations to close the gap without some extraordinary effort on our part.